Manchester United fans. I know what's coming. The pundits, the critics, and those fake fans that only crawl out when things don't go our way, they'll flood the internet with the same old narrative: United are back to default. But let me tell you right now, that's not the truth. Because today's game, this 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest, wasn't a collapse. It was a test, and one that showed why you should keep believing in Rúben Amorim's Manchester United. Because if you actually watched that game, if you looked beyond the scoreline and saw what truly happened, then you'd understand that today's test was a lesson, not a failure. Yes, we could have done better. Yes, we made mistakes. Yes, we dropped 2 points that we could have taken home. But this was not a collapse. This was not the old United. The old United will lose hope and also lose this game. This was a team that fought and tried to control the game away from home. And yes, they switched off for some minutes in the second half, and that was all it takes for them to concede 2 quick goals. And that's football. It happens to the best. We've seen City, Liverpool, even Chelsea lose control for a moment and get punished. That's the Premier League. You will surely get punished. But what matters is how you react, how you respond when the game hits you back. And today, United responded. They fought till the end, they created chances and would have even won the game. They refused to crumble like we have done in the past. We didn't lose hope, and if that doesn't mean anything to you, then I don't know what will. I know some people will focus on the dropped points, but me, I saw something deeper. I saw a team that is improving, a team that has learned how to handle adversity, because this could have easily been a loss. We've seen those kinds of games go badly for us before. But not today. Today, we fought, we stood our ground even though we could have done better. And that tells me that Amorim's Manchester United is still on the right track. Yes, we made errors. Yes, we could have defended better. But that's part of growth. Every new system, every great project, passes through these kinds of moments. So in this video, we'll break everything down: what we did well, what we must improve, and why despite this draw, I'm more confident than ever that Amorim is building something real, because this wasn't a setback, this was a step forward wrapped in mistakes. Let's start with the first half. It was clear from the very first whistle that Manchester United came out to play real football today. Today, we wanted control, we wanted composure away from home. We wanted to build from the back, to dictate the rhythm instead of chasing it, because we saw how deadly Nottingham Forest were with the ball. You could see it in the way the defenders handled possession, the midfielders dropping deep to link up play, and the front three waiting for those measured passes between the lines. Nottingham Forest came prepared, though. They pressed well, they blocked transitions, and they tried to stop our counters. The first 30 minutes were a real battle. They were physical, aggressive, and well organized. But even in that chaos, United looked calmer. We weren't panicking, we were trying to reduce the tempo by keeping the ball, because Forest are dangerous when they have it. Then, the breakthrough came, a well-deserved goal from Casemiro in the 33rd minute. A set-piece goal again. And that was a reminder that we've become a serious threat from set pieces. Casemiro, the old warrior, rising above everyone and guiding the ball home. Back-to-back goals for him, and you can see how comfortable he looks in this new system: the one-touch passing, the balance, the structure. It wasn't an easy half, but United were the better team in the first half. But football is about moments. And in the second half, we lost a few of them. The intensity dropped. The focus dipped. And in the Premier League, that's all it takes. We couldn't stop crosses. We couldn't win duels. We lost our shape a bit, and Nottingham Forest took full advantage. A few minutes of poor concentration, and suddenly, we were punished twice. This is what I always say: you can't afford to switch off. You have to fight for every ball, for every duel, for every cross. Our wide players weren't doing enough defensively, and that's where Forest found joy. We've seen this pattern before: wide plays and crosses hurting us repeatedly. And today, it happened again. Dalot struggled to contain the left side, and it became clear why Amorim trusted Dorgu later on. The Premier League doesn't forgive mistakes. And this is where we must talk about Ahmad. Look, Ahmad is one of our most gifted players: intelligent, brave, technically brilliant. But he's not a defender. When you play him at right wing-back, you gain creativity and ball control, but you lose physical dominance and defensive awareness. Against someone like Gibbs-White, that's always going to be a mismatch in duels. He gives you attacking options, but he's never going to win aerial battles or strong physical duels. And today, that cost us. Not because he played badly, he didn't, but because we exposed him to a situation that doesn't suit his profile. Still, when we needed a response, guess who stepped up? Ahmad. He made up for it in the best way possible, with a stunning strike from outside the box to bring us level. That's mentality. That's character. But make no mistake, we have to defend better. You can't lose focus for a few minutes and expect to win games in this league. Every cross, every duel, every runs matters. We fought, yes, but we also learned a hard lesson. There's something else that stood out today, our reaction after conceding. A few months ago, this team would have crumbled after losing the lead. But not today. We stood firm, we fought for every ball. We pressed, we pushed, and we looked dangerous in transition again. Our counters are sharper now. We track back faster. You can see that Amorim's work on shape and discipline is starting to show. Playing a high line with 3 defenders is always risky, you will get stretched. Oppositions will try to exploit space. But today, our defenders gave everything to recover. That's progress. You can't take all that away because of those few minutes of mistakes. And it's not just about defending. Look at the build-up on the left side, more organized, more connected than before. But the real danger still comes from the right. We are more deadly from the right wing than we are on the left. Whenever the ball is with Ahmad and Bumo, it always feels like something will happen, either a shot, a big chance, or pure chaos for the opposition. You could see Nottingham Forest trying to block that zone completely. They didn't want to give Ahmad and Bumo any space, and that tells you how dangerous that combination is becoming. This game taught us a lot, not just about tactics, but about mentality. About what it takes to compete in the Premier League week in and week out. We learned that no matter how good you look for 80 minutes, if you switch off for even 5, the league will punish you. That's exactly what happened today. We lost concentration for just a few moments, and those few moments changed the entire story of the game. We've seen this pattern before. We dominate possession, create chances, play good football, but then one lapse, one slow reaction, one untracked run, and the opposition gets their goal. That's what needs to change. We have to stay switched on until the final whistle. Not 85 minutes, not 90 minutes, till the last second of added time. Because this league doesn't care how long you were the better team, it only cares how you finished. We have to defend with full concentration from start to finish, whether it's a top team like Liverpool or a struggling side like Nottingham Forest. And it's not just about defending deep, it's about defending wide. That's been our biggest weakness all season. We've struggled to stop crosses, and today, it cost us again. Our wingers and wingbacks need to track back with the same energy they attack with. We need to double up on the flanks, close down spaces quicker, and not give the opposition time to deliver those balls into the box. Every cross we allow is a potential goal waiting to happen, and Nottingham took full advantage of that. But here's the thing, you can fix tactical errors. What matters most is the attitude behind them. And today, even after conceding, even after losing the lead, we never gave up. That's a big step from where we used to be. Before now, once we conceded, the heads dropped, the energy faded, and the game was gone. But today, we reacted. Ahmad's goal was proof of that, a response born from belief, not luck. We also learned that fight alone isn't enough, it must come with focus. Because in football, passion wins you moments, but concentration wins you matches. We can't allow small mistakes to undo all the good work we've been building. So yes, this draw hurts. Yes, it feels like 2 points lost. But if we take the lessons from today, it becomes more than a result, it becomes progress. The lesson is simple. We have to fight from the first whistle to the last. We have to defend as a unit, not just rely on individuals. We have to close down wide areas faster, win second balls, and keep our shape. And most importantly, we have to believe that even when we fall short, we can still grow stronger. And before we wrap this up, let's talk about one man who deserves massive respect, Elliot Anderson. This boy was everywhere on that pitch today. He defended, he attacked, he passed, he pressed, and he did it all with calmness and confidence. You could see the hunger in his eyes. Every duel, every second ball, every transition, he was there. Sometimes, you don't even need a goal or an assist to show your quality. Anderson showed character, intelligence, and work rate. He played like someone who wanted to prove a point. You can tell when a player is sending a message to the world, and today, Anderson said loud and clear, "I belong at the top level." He is sending a big message to Manchester United. If Manchester United are still looking for a midfielder in the next window, Anderson has to be in that conversation. He fits the style, intense, hard-working, technically good, and positionally aware. He knows how to read the game, when to press, when to hold, and how to connect transitions. He was one of the main reasons Nottingham Forest stayed in this game. He stopped many of our passes that could have changed the game. So yes, I'll say it again, Elliot Anderson might have just sold himself to Manchester United tonight. So, Manchester United fans, here's the truth. Yes, we dropped points. Yes, we made mistakes. But this team is different now. We're fighting for every ball. We're chasing till the end. We're reacting when we concede. We're not folding like before. You can see it in every duel, every press, every run. This team has heart again. For games unbeaten. That's not luck, that's progress. That's growth. That's a team learning to rise, even when things don't go their way. Rúben Amorim is slowly building something special, and it takes time. You can see his fingerprints on this team already, more structure, more confidence, more aggression, more control. The players are starting to understand what it means to play for Manchester United again. They're learning that wearing this badge means giving everything, not for 85 minutes, but for 95, till the very last whistle. We could have done better today. We should have done better today. But we'll use this as fuel, because progress doesn't come from perfection, it comes from persistence. The next game is another chance to prove that this team is moving forward, not back. The fight continues, and the belief grows stronger. So keep your heads up, United fans. The journey isn't over, it's just beginning. Because this is a new Manchester United, one that's learning, improving, and refusing to quit. We go again. We rise again. And one day soon, this same fight, this same passion, will take us right back to the top where we belong. Glory, glory, Manchester United!